Feeling alone, overwhelmed? Low-key listening is here to help. Whether you want to vent, share your thoughts, or just have someone truly listen to you, we have real people standing by, ready to listen 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can download the app for free on Apple App Store or Google Play. Simply set up an account, find someone, and they will listen to what you have to say. You can actually even take voice memo notes and send them to the person. You can even text the person. Here's the best part. It is completely anonymous, not only for you, but the person listening. Because after all, don't we want somebody there willing to listen to us? Download the Low Key app today. Talk, be heard, and feel better. Low Key listening on your favorite app store.
Welcome to Elegance in Every Step. I'm your maitre d', Mary Postlethwaite. We hope you've come famished. We've prepared the finest table just for you. Our special today is Hungry, a dish we've been perfecting for 21 seasons now. Your table is alongside another guest. It might feel a bit unusual. However, we encourage you to dive in and hear their story. Today, we're serving up a conversation about craving the right things in life. Sit back, enjoy a complimentary appetizer. Your host, Neil Matthews, will be along shortly to guide you through today's meal. Bon appetit.
Yes. We are back at it again. Welcome into Other People's Shoes. As you know, I am your host, Neil Matthews. Thank you, Allie Murphy. Merry Christmas to you, Allie Murphy, wherever you find yourself in the world. That is our voice actress this season. Allie Murphy making her second appearance as our voice actress. That is a real person. Stop with the hate. It is not AI, I promise. She's a real girl. Merry Christmas to you as well. Christmas being next week. Holy smoky bear. Where did the time fly by? It feels like it was just September. Somebody cue Earth, Wind, and Fire. Today, we're all about holiday treats. Think about right now your favorite, perhaps, holiday treat. You got it locked in? Is it candy canes? Is it sugar plums dancing in your head? Is it, I don't know, is lemon meringue pie really Christmassy? Is it the peppermint mocha, perhaps? Maybe even that's my drink of choice some holiday times. My guest today is maybe going to help us understand what we're really craving. Is it good? Is it bad? Or maybe is it just downright ugly for us? Help me welcome my new friend in all the way from the Lone Star State, where he's not alone. He's on his way to Amarillo by morning. Okay, that's all the Texas jokes I have. I'm running out. Help me welcome in my new friend, Dr. Aaron. Dr. Aaron, how are you today?
I'm doing excellent, Neil. Thanks for having me on the show, and Merry Christmas to you. Look, I even have a little gibbet that is let's see if I can get it up there. There it is. It's a little cup of Mocha Joe that fits in alignment with your Tar Heels blue, my brother. Just specially prop that out just for you. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good day, good evening, wherever the time is. I am excited. I love Christmas time. I think people love Christmas time. I love everything about it. Always have. I'm excited to also bring some holiday cheer through good, healthy practice. Thank you for having me on your show, bro.
Absolutely, man. Likewise, we're excited that you're here, and I love the energy that you are bringing already to us our way. I love that. All the way from Texas. So help me with this. We love to lead every show with this question, and that's this. What size shoes might you wear?
Great question. I am a size 10.5, unless it's a Croc, and then it's 11s.
Got to throw in the Crocs. Okay, so then that's the next question. Is there a style or brand of shoe you love to wear more than most?
No, there's not. I wear Crocs around the house. I have 4 kids, 4 dogs, 2 cats, my wife and I, and a partridge in a pear tree. Plenty of things to kick. There's plenty of things to stub a toe on. Crocs seem to be a very safe house shoe. I tell you what, as silly as Crocs are, because people go, aren't you like into health and grounding and all that? And I said, yeah. They go, why do you wear Crocs? I said, because my toes do not like being stubbed. It takes away the holiday cheer, Neil. It takes away the holiday cheer when you kick the wrong toes.
I'm going to show you on the screen.
Yeah, buddy.
You can see that. They are North Carolina Crocs.
Oh, they're legit. So mine are just white with a stitch gibbet and R2D2 gibbet on this side. And then, of course, no Croc would be complete around Christmas time without the great and awesome Sven from frozen. My kids, me well in gibbet style on the old Crocs. And of course, the one that I just pulled off for you, the little cup of Joe.
I don't have any gibbets. I guess I need to get some gibbets, some North Carolina gibbets maybe.
If you don't, after this show, I think I just, took your show to the next level.
Gibbetized us or somehow.
Gibbetized us. That's right.
Us? Yeah, there we go. I don't know. Dr. Aaron, help us with this. Listen, we're winding down the end of this particular season. We're almost done. As I call it, home stretch time. We're seeing the finish line. Next week, we will have our special Christmas edition of Other People's Shoes, and then we'll have one more episode and we're done. We'll have our season finale. Very exciting. 3 shows away, counting yours today. We're 3 shows away from being done with this season. I've been asking everybody this question all season long, and I feel like gotten a variety of answers, which is good. That's what we want. We want that different perspective on life. That's what we seek. That's what we preach. That's what we want. That is what we want for Christmas, Daddy. We want other people's perspective. I want it now, Daddy. Help me with this. When you think about the idea of being hungry, or perhaps maybe even hungering for something, how does that fit into your story and who you are as a person?
When I first got into the work that I do, I wouldn't have gotten into this work if I didn't have a story. Sometimes God aligns the paths. I remember eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches every day, multiple times a day. I can still remember the Sara Lee white bread and the peanut butter squeezing through the grape jelly and then just nibbling on it. And what I found when I was 15 years old, that I had been 55 pounds overweight, I discovered that I was hungering for the wrong things, the quick fix, the satisfaction of the taste buds. And how often do we sometimes reach, when we're talking hunger, that it's superficial, here today, gone tomorrow. And since I've learned, a lot of times food is very dopaminergic, which means it's very like, give me the hit. I need it right now, and then I'm going to want more later. Food is been my bag since I've been 15 years old. I was 55 pounds overweight, eating the wrong foods, nobody there to teach me, control me, or to give me better direction, until sometimes hungering for life. We don't even realize exactly what we're hungering for. I was on the swim team. I had 2 girls make fun of me for being fat in a Speedo. And woo-wee, did my hunger pains change, baby? Did my hunger pains change? Life sometimes allows us to coast along right up until we realize, oh no, we better dial in. And that's exactly what happened. I walked out of the back of the school, didn't even check out, went home, had a little talk with myself in the mirror and said, Chop, we're never going to have a girl make fun of us again for being fat. That ain't going to happen. 15 years old, I made some decisions and I made some changes. I can still hear and I understand when kids talk about bullying and, that whole thing, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Well, I don't know. I mean, in this case, words changed me and I began to hunger for a different outcome than I had. Therefore, I had to change my choices in order to get different outcomes and successes. And that's exactly what happened. I mean, I went on a sugar fast, essentially. At 15 years old, I pulled out anything that was sugar, even down to sugary spices. Because in those days, man, I was rolling up tortillas. This is a great holiday fun treat. I can smell them still because we had a gas grill. We had put a tortilla down, get it nice and hot on both sides, slather butter all over it and put white sugar, roll it up and I was a sugaraholic. So for me to start telling my parents I wasn't going to eat sugar anymore, they were like, what happened? Is everything okay? Is he going through puberty again? And the reality is, yeah, I got a wake-up call. The wake-up call sent me on a quest. And so some people think, fasting or hungering, I wanted to be more well-respected. I never wanted to be called an ugly name again. And, I don't know if that's entirely true. I mean, I think the more popularized we are, the more naysayers we get. But that hunger for impact, that hunger for purpose, that hunger can outweigh anybody's negativity. So my desire for knowing who I am in Christ, knowing who I want to be for my family, who I want to be for my patients, allows me to make decisions, even if they're not as popular, or even if they're inconvenient, even if they are extreme.
I have a similar story, not a weight issue story. I had a teacher actually in middle school in front of the whole class say that I was stupid. I remember how awful that made me feel, because I thought, am I stupid? I don't think I'm stupid. I've got a pretty good memory and recall for things that other people don't seem to have. I have an imagination and an ability to tell a story that most people don't have. Why on earth did he call me stupid? And the crazy part of that is 15 or so years later, I'm in a cell phone store and this guy comes in and I have this ability to remember people's faces and names. I don't know why. Just God's like, you have that. Other people can fix transmissions. You have that. And I remember seeing this guy and he had no idea who I was, kind of like a Joseph's moment, with his brothers. Like They had no idea who he was. And I'm fixing his phone back when you could fix phones. Now you can't. You have to send him into somebody. Fixing this phone. And the whole time, man, this seems pretty complicated, pretty technical. I was like, yeah, you can't be really dumb to work here. And he's like, yeah, I guess not. And I go, yeah, you got to be kind of smart. You can't be really stupid. He goes, oh man, no, I don't think you're stupid at all. Have him come back later that day after we fix the phone. And I'm talking to him again and I'm dropping like subtle hints about stupid people and stupid customers and things like that. He's not getting it. Finally, I said, hey man, didn't you used to be a teacher? I feel like maybe I had you in school or something. He goes, oh yeah, I've taught at McLaughlin for, a number of years. And I just retired like 3 years ago. And I was like, oh man, good for you that you finally retired. And I'm thinking to myself, because you're such a tool. I finally said who I was. And I said, hey man, do you remember ever saying this? And he admitted that he did remember. Here's the wacky part, again, not being in his shoes. He was struggling with alcoholism and he was going through a really bad divorce. And he took it out on me and our class, really. He didn't know how else to cope.
And you happened to be the scapegoat that day.
I just happened to be the scapegoat that day, right? Again, I'm carrying all this bitterness. I'm carrying all this rage. I'm carrying all this hatred that I want vengeance. I'm hungering for like making this guy look like an idiot. And really, I should have had the compassion. I probably caught him at a bad moment, but I carried that for so long.
And then the question is, like, how did it really serve you?
Right.
We're almost 4.5 years into a no sugar plan. I had no sodas, no sugar in my tea, sugar in drinks. If it had sugar and a spice, like I said, I did not do it. I went on a 4-year fast from sugar. Did eat fruit, obvious sugars I pulled out. On a person's journey that I work with, sometimes it's just finding 1 degree of change that helps them pull their health back on track through an inch by inch, it's a cinch model. That led me to being 19 years old, my dad dying on me with a heart attack in my arms. Got another reality check. My dad and I, my mom, we were essentially soy people, low-fat dieters on the common, what I call the American Heart Association diet, essentially the FDA food pyramid, 6 to 11 servings of grains a day, milk products. The reality is my dad was a great cardiovascular patient. He did everything his cardiovascular doctors told him to do. He followed the diet. We made the changes and it still cost him. Margarine in our refrigerator. He drank acid reflux medications at night because his stomach hurt all the time. And I look back and I just go, wow, he suffered a lot even up to his departure. At that point in time, at 19 and a half or so, man, I had the world by its tail. Like I felt like I was going places. I was proud of what I was doing with my life, feeling pretty good for the most part. And then boom, another life-altering moment. I go, wow, I got a reality check that life is precious. Life is fragile. And we have to be open and honest with ourselves to know that, hey man, tomorrow's promised to nobody. So we better dial in and find out who we are, what we're here for. So I've been purpose-driven a long time. It didn't come easily. I mean, I ushered a man to the pearly gates. Thankfully, the blessing, and I've got 25 years of God spinning the apple, so to speak, on my dad's story, showing me how God was there all the time. And he led me. He's been guiding me, even when I didn't feel like he was. I mean, sometimes you were carrying that bitterness. You didn't realize it, but God was a gentleman and he was working on you. That led to a point where, frankly, you called that dude out. You called him out. Good on him for owning that. Because sometimes people, I don't even think realize they're being mean. They just are what they are. The Bible says, out of the mouth pours out whatever's in the heart. My story began with food choices, watching my dad and my mom make life choices, and it didn't serve my father. I had bitterness and anger towards the American Heart Associations. And now I've just outwit them. 100 years into practice, as of 225, they are leading the charge, the most cardiovascular incidences in the United States still to date. And it's sad. The only thing that supersedes the death rate of cardiovascular disease in this country is abortion. We are all faced with great choices. We've got to get different thinking in our head so that we can appreciate the lives that we all have. I always ask my father-in-law how he's doing. He goes, man, it's another day that I'm alive, and I'm another day that I can walk and talk and be a part of the grandkids' lives and watching them grow up, although too fast. His perspective is right. He's in a good space. Food has been something I've been practicing a long time. I do have a cool little nugget for people that are wanting some Holiday Joe right now. You can go to the store and get unsweetened almond milk, put it in a crock pot, add a little cinnamon and a little vanilla to taste, of course. Go to the local health food store and buy some organic, believe it or not, I know this is nuts, marshmallows. Throw them in the crock pot, put the lid on it, and let it come to a heat point. When you go to stir that and pour your cup of Joe into somebody's cup, they will not know that it is dairy-free, sugar-free. They will go, this is rich. This is que bella. And I'm telling you, I have done this so many times, and I don't tell them that I made a unique cocoa blend. They think it's a unique cocoa blend, and it's nothing more than unsweetened almond milk, cinnamon, vanilla, and organic marshmallows, which the marshmallows have a little bit of sugar, significantly less than garbage that people are buying in the packets.
So how long have you now gone without sugar? Is it like a streak almost, or like a lifestyle? Tell me more on that.
At this point, sugar comes in through mostly vegetables and or a fruit. Done so many detoxes. So I want to step back real quick before that, because I didn't get into the field that I'm in just because I lost my father. As a matter of fact, that put me into a little bit of a whirlwind. I want to talk a little bit about this idea of just the power of fasting. I kind of help people see that, hey, look, sugar fast is a fast. Intermittent fasting is a fast. Spiritual fasting is its own thing. I went on a 3-week fast from breakfast and lunch because I was listening to a pastor online talk about the power of fasting and hearing from God better. So I read my Bible for breakfast. I read my Bible for lunch. I prayed, and I kid you not, the school that I went to was in our town, and I had never seen it before, never even heard of it before, it was never on my radar before. And God showed me the picture in my dream. I knew exactly where it was. It happened in like 3 weeks time. Kind of got even frustrated that I wasn't getting the answers sooner or faster. I was like, this ain't working. Even if it wouldn't have worked, that didn't dictate whether or not God was sovereign or not, all righteous. And at the end of the day, he was faithful in helping a lost kid who had just lost his father. And through a spiritual practice that I learned from a TV preacher and my dedication to staying in the word and seeking truth, Matthew 6:33, seek first the kingdom of God and all his righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you. God was there to show me this dream. I look back and I go, wow. So now I would say 49 detoxes of fruits and vegetables detoxes, 238 juice fast, or I call it a solid food vacation. It's not that I don't ever eat sugar anymore. I just eat it very sparingly, back to this place of moderation. So I can't say I've gone on some streak where I've never done it, but there have been several instances throughout 20 years where I've gone 90 days, 150 days, taking out everything, even stevia, even something that was a 2,000-year-old Peruvian herb that is naturally a sweet herb, anything sweet, even taking that off the palate to reset the metabolism and to show the body who's in charge. See, nothing below your taste buds wants sugar, nothing. We have to just understand that there are reasons people crave. Essentially, as we're all seeking purpose and hunger, like you're talking about, essentially what happens is food oftentimes is the driver, and it drives us right off of a illness cliff or a symptom cliff. And we find ourselves in a place that we didn't mean to be, a rocky path, so to speak. And we don't know how to get back on track from a health perspective, mental perspective. My mission now is to give people alternatives to drugs and surgery and show them through food choice, it's your life, your health, your choice, that you can make 1 degree of change, and we can start seeing massive shift in where you are health-wise in your health journey. So my streak isn't that it's perfect. My streak is that there are seasons where I go and reset the palate.
I appreciate the clarity. So your medical focus practice centers around, if you were going to put it in a nutshell, what does it focus on?
Oh, I give people alternatives to drugs and surgery. So lifestyle practices, detoxification practices, helping people understand that all life starts and stops at the cellular level. And nutrition is the fundamental driver that allows you to feel good mentally, emotionally, physically, feel good spiritually, and understand things differently. When your body is achy and you have what many call arthritis, I call it arthrongus because there's nothing rightus about it. I find that we are in control of many of the symptoms that we are suffering with and dealing with. So people come and see me with digestive problems, skin problems, lung problems, blood problems, brain problems. All of those things can be resolved and reversed. So anything your body can develop in the form of a symptom or a diagnosis can be reversed through the power of food. Food is thy medicine, Da Vinci said. And we need to recognize and remember that what we put across the old mouth and down the hatch it goes has to be processed by the body. And the body either processes it well and gives you a good outcome, or the body doesn't process it well and gives you a symptom. Symptoms that you were not genetically born with are oftentimes developed, and you can undevelop anything and everything the doctors told you couldn't be, such as high blood pressure, high cholesterol, neural dementia, brain fog, headaches. I mean, you name it, hormone dysregulation, infertility, digestive issues. It is fascinating what choices around food do. So, I mean, we could talk about inflammatory foods. We could talk about deadly for food additives. Essentially, what I do is teach people, hey, these are the little things that you got to pay attention to. You can't put fake make-believe food in your body and expect your body to be any better than fake and make-believe. So I call it make-believe food, make-believe health.
On my family's property, we have a number of acres that we have, and my brother-in-law started the journey building this family compound. Well, one of the things that's kind of cool on the family compound is we have these 2 gas tanks that we can get gas in our cars. And so one Sunday in particular, I go to church. And so I'm like, oh man, I need to get gas. Oh, I don't have time. I'll run over to the family compound gas tank, the gas station, if you will. Think twice about it. I just put gas in the car. It's kind of dark outside, put gas in, fill it up, and I start going down the road. And all of a sudden, my car normally runs really nicely and smoothly. I do all the maintenance things that I'm supposed to. It starts like shimmering and shaking, and all the lights start lighting up, and all of a sudden the car just dies. And I'm not a mechanic. In fact, me with a wrench in my hand is probably me just goofing around, know how to fix anything. Anything that needs to be built or fixed in my house, my wife usually does it. She is Mrs. Handy. She paid attention to Handy Mandy. I did not. Call my brother-in-law up, and I was like, hey, Rory, something happened to my car. Help me tow it over to Toyota. I don't know what happened to it. So he shows up. So I get it over to Toyota. It's fine. We get there, and they're going to look at it Monday. I call my Toyota guy, and we're driving back to the house. And I said, hey, man, I think something's up with the gas. He's like, no, it's not. You're being silly. I'm like, no, man, I'm serious. I think something's wrong with the gas. Can we check it? No, it's fine. So we get back to the house, and I'm still bugging him every so often. I'm like, man, that is the last thing that I did. It's got to be the gas. Okay, fine. We'll go check it. He's like, if it's wrong, it's going to look like red Kool-Aid. There's a diesel tank right next to it. And sure enough, I know, spoiler alert, guess what? They had switched the tanks. They put diesel in the unleaded.
Yes.
And so then diesel fuel is in my unleaded car. That doesn't work, by the way. If you're not a car person, that shouldn't work. That doesn't work. It shuts the car down. That's what happened. Diesel's not good in an unleaded car. And then we have this panic moment because his wife had just gotten gas in their Highlander. And he just realized now there's diesel gas in her Highlander too. And so we tow it over to Toyota, and they have to go through this whole thing of getting out all the bad gas to get good gas in there to make it run right. What you're saying sounds very much like that. That if we put bad things in our body is not going to function at its top tip performance level that it should be. Bad food in, bad results, bad gas, all the things. And I want to get Aaron's personal opinion, and maybe even Dr. Aaron, if there is such a thing of 2 sides of the same coin. I've been fascinated by carnivore. I've heard good, I've heard bad, I've heard doctors, physicians even say to me, don't do carnivore, it's horrible for you. I've heard even people say low carb is terrible for you. You should do this, this, and this. But I'm asking you as my new friend, I'm not holding you to anything medically. I'm not going to hold you responsible. What are your thoughts and views on carnivore?
Know that we are right here in the holidays. We just left Thanksgiving. We're now in December. Everybody has been treated with the aisles of candies and pastries and cookies and whatever. There's so much available to us in the form of sugar. Never in history have we had so much access to sugar. If sugar was introduced into our society today, it would be a controlled substance. So think about that. A controlled substance like cocaine or heroin or any drug. When we look at sugar, sugar is bread, cereal, pasta, potatoes, corn. What do you think the pounds per person per year averages just in sugar?
Pounds per person, sugar average of consumption?
Consumption, yep.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to go 60 pounds.
Actually, a great guess. Glad that you were in that realm. The answer is, when I watch, it's 150 pounds of sugar per person per year in the form of conversion, carbohydrates. So like bread, rice, cereal, pasta, potatoes, and corn. Those all convert to sugar. And then people say, well, what about the cookies, candies, cakes, ice cream, and cola? Oh, it's another 100 pounds. So we're like excessively
so 250 pounds per person
per year
consumed.
Consuming.
Oh my gosh.
Now we go, no wonder we're a diabetic culture. No wonder we're a cardiovascular culture. No wonder we're a dementia accelerated aging culture. This is the true facts. Never in societal history since 1977 were we designed to be a low-fat people. This whole idea of carnivore or keto or low carb is designed to put people into what we call a fat-adapted state. When we took the fat away from humans in 77 and we started introducing this low-fat craze, people were starving Marvin. They were reaching for carbohydrates. I call it the crap. Too many carbs, excessive carbs, refined sugars, artificial sugars, and processed foods and preservatives were all contributing to people's cravings and needs, and they're reaching for these fake make-believe fuel, essentially the diesel in the unleaded engine. And so now we got people sputtering all over town, and the average 40-year-old right now is on 3 to 5 medications. The average 50-year-old is on 5 medications. When my mom and I started this journey, my mom was 56. She was on 6 drugs and a hormone. She's 77 and she's drug-free. We've only lost 1, maybe 3 total issues to antibiotics. I've raised 4 kids from 19, 16, 9 down to 9 with no antibiotics, no steroids. Fascinating. The body is so brilliantly designed. And my kids aren't perfect by any stretch of the imagination. However, because we treat sugar in moderation and as a controlled substance, their body has time to deal with the inflammatory responses that it puts in. The people on the carnivore train. So you can have a carnivore Christmas. I've done it many a time. I am a big proponent of carnivore, and I'm going to tell you why. I have juiced early on for 38 days straight, 1.5 gallons of juice every day for 38 days, twice. And it was amazing. Mental clarity, spiritual experience, euphoric, amazing. And you can work like that. Doing a straight water fast for that length of time and work at the pace that some of us are called to work, it's difficult. Talking just juice took me 1 hour and 15 minutes every morning, and I was able to make 1.5 gallons of juice every day. I have been vegetarian. I've been vegan. I've been raw vegan. I have been Mediterranean. I've been anti-inflammatory. I have completely removed the sugar game, like I had mentioned earlier on, all the way to where I still am currently done the bodybuilder bro diets, done it all. Say all that to say, carnivore has absolutely not been just a game changer for me. It has absolutely revolutionized my practice and the people that adopt it. And people say, I can't eat meat all the time. Yes, you can. Salt, pepper, garlic, and some Cholula will fix everything. I get so tired of it. I said, here's what you won't get tired of. You won't get tired of waking up with a spring in your step. You won't get tired having no joint pain. You won't get tired of never having a headache. You won't get tired of having no more afternoon dips. Mental clarity, fast mental processing speed, the ability to keep on keeping on. What's your blood work look like, Aaron? I'm sure your cholesterol's through the roof. I'm going to tell you, I got all the data. It is perfect. And here's the reality. We have to understand there's better tests out there. So I run a metabolic vulnerability index that's superior to just a cholesterol panel. You look at my insulin, it's under 4. When you look at my hemoglobin A1C, it's under 5.1. When you look at my triglycerides, I'm in the 85-90 zone. You look at my cholesterol. Currently, I'm a middle-aged guy. I'm 45 years old. At 45, my cholesterol, it shouldn't be a problem, but it completely normal for a person's cholesterol to rise the older they get because it helps detoxify the body. It helps balance the hormones during the second puberty, aka your menopause if you're a male or menopause if you're female. Yes, men have hormones too. Balancing the blood sugar and keeping the body what we call in this fat adapted state. Oh, wow. This fat adapted state changes the hormone game for you. It changes your metabolism for you, and it strengthens your internal working resolve. Check this out, where insulin is one hormone that drives sugar down. When sugar's up, insulin has to go get it and pull it back down. You have 5 hormones that raise your blood sugar whenever you are in a sugar famine, aka how we should be living. We should never be accessing sugar daily, carbs daily. Those should be delicacies time to time. We should be very much a vegetable meat, or in this case, what I'm calling this carnivore straight beef, lamb, chicken, fish, turkey, eggs, shrimp. Those are the type of things that are carnivore. If it has a mother and a father, you can eat it. You can put butter all over it. You can put ghee all over it. You can put salt, pepper, garlic all over it. You can put Cholula on it, and you've got a meal. So I eat 3,000 calories a day, 7 ounces of meat in 5 bags that I meal prep. I smoke a lot of brisket. I smoke a lot of lamb. I smoke a lot of hamburger and lamb patties. And I literally can travel anywhere in the country with 5 days worth of food in my duffel and work through issues and never get into MSG, never get into partially hydrogenated seed oils, never get into artificial sugars, never get into high fructose corn syrup, which, by the way, are your 4 deadly food additives. And they're everywhere, guys, in the holiday season especially. And this is why people, after Halloween, flu season starts on November 1st. It's why people gain 10, 15, 20 pounds through the holidays, because their body, nature's solution to pollution is dilution. What? You got to say that twice. Nature's solution to pollution is dilution. The more toxins that you put in, your body has to dilute that over more water. So now you're bloated and joints are all like full and your head's full of gunk and you're blowing snot rockets in the morning. And you're like, Chop, I thought you were supposed to bring some holiday cheer. I am. I promise. You're going to feel so good eating turkey and brisket and steak for Christmas this year. You'll be proud. I love your puppy, by the way.
It's my daughter's. I'm puppy sitting. He normally doesn't make an appearance. This is his second show with me. So I just don't want him to poop in here because he's still baby.
So there you go. There's my answer, man. Carnivore has been a game changer for patients. I have a ton of patients that I work with that are carnivore. I've helped everybody on a carnivore diet. Okay. So no, not even with supplements. And I've even done this with kids. People go, what about the kids? Is it safe for kids? Safe for pregnant people? Yes. You're designed because your stomach is your first basic digestive moment outside of your chewing. And it's all acidic in there. It's designed to break down protein into amino acids and so that your body can do what it needs to do in the small intestine for absorption. And so the stomach shows us how acidic it is. And it is. I mean, it's so acidic. If you stuck your finger in it, it would eat through your skin and tissue and your bone probably. It's very acidic. It's designed to break down proteins. Kids need a ton of amino acids to develop and grow and to be healthy. The fastest way I've ever seen blood pressure come down, the fastest way I've seen weight changes, diabetes changes, blood sugar regulation, triglyceride, blood work shifts, all of these. I'm going to even use the anti-big C word we're not allowed to say on these big things. All these keto and carnivore style diets are absolutely game changer for folks because you starve disease and you decrease inflammation. And within about 30 to 45 days, people's body completely turns on and they will feel something they haven't felt in a long time. Deeper, better sleep, mental energy, resolve. They'll be like, I feel like I'm 15 years younger, like overnight. People will start going, why are you so peppy and energetic? And they're going to be, I've been eating clean. What is this food is medicine thing? They start waking up to this idea that food is powerful. But again, what is it? You're fasting from sugar. You're fasting from alcohol. You're fasting from the crap, the excessive amounts of carbs and refined sugars and artificial ingredients and processed food. And all of a sudden, your body doesn't spit and sputter and shake like your car did, putting diesel in there. It begins to drive efficiently. Our bodies recover when we do an exercise program. We get through the holidays and we don't have high blood pressure anymore because of the quote unquote stress of the holidays. It isn't just the stress of the holidays. It's the stress of the holidays and the food that we're eating and consuming. And after all, I mean, we put in 11 months. We deserve it to eat all the pastries and the junk food. The reality is your car operates on the simple premise that if spark plugs are good and the engine combusts and you put the right fuel in, it will run most effectively, most efficiently. And I'm pretty sure like you, like there's probably more to the car than just those things, but those are some of the big words in the car and automotive industry that I know of. I'm a car mechanic for the body, and I'm changing people's spark plugs through detoxification. I am overhauling the chassis, so to speak, through blood sugar regulation and showing people that it's their lives, their health, their choice, and then they can live better, be better, stay better through food choice. And it's step one. Do you know that sin came into the world through what? The apple.
The apple.
And so a food choice. Isn't that interesting? No, it was the premise. The reality was it's still the fruit of the tree.
Hungering for something that you didn't have before. The serpent tempted Eve, or the woman, because she wasn't named Eve yet, if you're going real biblical studies here. He tempted her with the idea, if you eat from it, you will gain knowledge. You will gain understanding. You will be like God.
Right.
You're living this fantasy. Nobody can be like God. I can't be like God. You can't be. Nobody can be. And I think that's the problem in our society right now. My little soapbox too is this idea that somehow, some way, we eat food out of comfort. When we have a bad day, we come home and we make Kraft macaroni and cheese. Crap macaroni and cheese, maybe. My daughter, for years, she was like, Dad, let's have chicken nuggets together, the dinosaur kind, and we can, play Jurassic Park with the ketchup.
It's cute, right?
It's fun.
Genius marketing.
It's genius marketing, absolutely. The cereal boxes all look down. If you ever notice the eyes of the characters, they're looking down because they're looking down at the shopping cart of the kid in the shopping cart. They're making eye contact with the kid in the shopping cart. They're genius on how they market to us.
Genius. And they've got it down to, look, I just happen to have this, but it says right and wrong thinking, right and wrong thinking. And, we have to put a better thinking, new information into our head so that we can make better choices and find success in a different way, onward, upward, goodward, and Godward. Food dollars are marketing dollars. They even tempt you by saying, I bet you can't eat just one. They're so bold to know that their food is so addictive that you can't even walk past it one time. You and I too. I mean, we could probably do it if we were on air, we could hold it. But the reality is, left to our own devices, we have one chip. We'd go back for two, go back for three, turns into a bag. None of us are absolved from the temptations of sin. I use the analogy that the apple is kind of where it started. I think in the Garden of Eden, we were fruitarians. And whether I'm right or wrong, I just say that God talks about the fruit of the tree, the fruit of the vine. And then when we get kicked out of the garden, God all of a sudden says, now you're going to work the ground. I'm going to curse the ground, and you're going to have to toil the ground to get any value out of the plants. Whoa, that's interesting. The great flood comes along and God says, okay, now you eat meat, you eat flesh. Okay, well, maybe God's been wanting us to be carnivore a long time. Whether I'm theologically correct or incorrect, it's just interesting. There is a progression. Yeah, we can then go into Levitical law and see we're not supposed to eat shrimp. And there's probably some truth to those things as well. We are also a long way away from the Garden of Eden quality food. The food that America is eating is 100%, like you said, convenient, comfort, and marketed well. And it is only healthy because we're told it's healthy, not because it actually is healthy. And we have put people into this sugar craze and their carb craze, and we need to get people back fat adapted, not sugar adapted, because right now we're losing that war. And that's driving heart disease, dementia, inflammatory disorders, autoimmune disorders, cancers of all kinds.
By the way, I love everything you're saying, doctor. And let me just be clear on that, especially that you endorse carnivore. That made me happy. I didn't know you were going to do that. And so that's what's great. The thing I wonder about, and this is where I get conspiracy theory, tinfoil hat. Maybe I'm living in my mom's basement still. But this idea...
I knew it.
This is not really my room. This is my mom's basement. What I wonder about is, if they can keep us fat, if they can keep us lazy, if they can keep us dependent on food that is quote unquote approved by the FDA and all the things, it raises our insurance. They make money off of that. They raise our healthcare. They're making money off of that. The prescription drugs, all the things, they're making money hand over fist on us. And it sounds like what you're saying is we need to pump the brakes or even stop the car, get out and be like, okay, where am I?
Yeah, there you go.
Stop listening to Siri. Stop listening to all these other voices and listen to a voice that really has your best interest at heart, not someone that doesn't. I mean, I haven't met anybody yet that wasn't a little bit bugged by the fact that the government came in during COVID and said, no, you will wear a mask. You have to wear a mask. And people were mad about that. Like, how dare the government come in and tell me I can and can't do this? It's America. It's a free country, blah, blah, blah. It's such a free country. They're destroying your body. And you're like, here's another bag of chips. Thanks, Doritos. Thanks, Tostitos. Whatever.
Let me throw one more at you. We shut the churches down, but we leave the alcohol stores open.
Weird, right?
Weird, right? How come we're not like going, huh? Whoa. Where's the wrong thinking in that? Where's the logic? And the reality is that whole time, if you feed people the 4 deadly food additives, I'll go over them again, okay? High fructose corn syrup, which is in all your cookies, candies, cakes, ice creams, partially hydrogenated oil. It'll clog your liver for up to 6 months. So if you're using canola oil, vegetable oil, those are poisons. If you're using margarine and Crisco to make your cookies, because that's what grandma's favorite recipe is for Christmas holiday cookies, you got to change that. You got to start thinking better, guys, okay? Because that will clog up your liver. So now I just put rocket fuel in your body to drive it off a cliff. I clogged the tissues. I used MSG to make you addicted to come back for it. And then I'm using artificial sugars for mind control. So essentially, I'm putting all these poisons into your body to derange the quarterback so the engine of the mind can't process effectively and rationalize well. I can make you docile because now your body is distracted by the pain that you have, the inflammation that you wake up with, the symptom patterns that you were not genetically born with. And all of a sudden, the drugs now are further compounding the problem, setting you up for more failure. You have to take the bull by the horns and start recognizing it's your life, your health, your choice. And yes, I can teach people how to be carnivore. I can teach them how to be keto. I have this powdered amino acid that I put in gluten-free baking mix where I add double the eggs, double the butter. I use healthier quality flours and show people that, look, it isn't that hard to stop buying these commercial boxed garbage. You can still have some fun. You can make your own homemade ice creams that are healthy and dairy free and help people understand. What do you mean? I don't even know I have people that cannot figure out how to walk past a week without cheese or yogurt or ice cream, any type of milk product. And I'm like, guys, look, you have to recognize it's just new thinking. When I look at COVID and my conspiracy tinfoil hat goes on, I remember getting on my knees in my office and I prayed, Lord, what do I do? How do I navigate this? Because your word says the truth will set me free. I know that I'm supposed to get COVID, roll through it and be stronger on the other side and help people be stronger on the other side. And I don't care if it's the avian flu. I don't care if it's the swine flu. I don't care if it's the COVID flu, because here's what we know. People still are getting COVID, but it's less effective now because the body says, oh, I already know. I've already built antibodies to that. And not because of the stinking vaccine, because those that didn't vaccinate, their bodies got exposed and their body figured it out as it was designed. How beautiful of a system did God make us to be able to get sick, roll through it, stand back up and go, shake that off and move on down the road. That's called adaptive immune responses that makes you stronger and better. But when you put poison in, whether you inject it across the line or you put tons and tons of these fake filler foods and these artificial ingredients that weaken the body, what winds up happening is the body cannot learn and it's basically sabotaged, it's crippled, and then it's basically victimized. And unfortunately, it's still your life, your health, your choice. You have to make a decision to change. And you have to look yourself in the mirror and say, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. People fill out toxicity questionnaires and ask them all these questions about their gut health, their digestive health, their skin health, their brain health, their cardiovascular health, their sex hormone health. And all of a sudden they start realizing, whoa, I didn't realize anybody would even ask me such personal questions. I've been to doctors tons and nobody asked me those types of things.
Dr. Aaron, I appreciate what you shared. I really do. Awesome stuff. Speaking of your work and what you do, and I'm sure people can see you remotely. I mean, that's the joy of technology right now is maybe you do see people remotely. Maybe you don't. I don't know. Maybe they have to. Okay.
Absolutely.
I was like, I really hope you do. Cause I mean, as much as I want to come to Texas, I got a good friend in Sugar Land that we should. That was not a joke. He really does live in Sugar Land, just outside of Houston.
I definitely know where it is. I'm not too far away.
My whole thought process is how can someone get in touch with you to learn more? Maybe set up a consultation, maybe set up a way to get and maybe start this new year that's coming. It's going to be here soon, 2026. Before
New
we
Year's resolutions, man.
Yeah.
Let's make them happen.
Let's make them now, and let's make them work. Not in February. Forget. Oh, I made a resolution. Wait, it's like a Blockbuster video we forgot to return, or the Columbia house we never paid back.
Don't do it.
Don't do it that way. They'll come after you. How can someone get in touch with you and learn more about your practice and what you're all about?
Absolutely. So drchapawellness.com. They can visit, see some of our other podcasts, our educational platforms. We're on all your major social media platforms. We have another website called justlivewell.com. Essentially on podcast and sharing online in the social media space. Every Monday night, I teach a class because I want people to know that they can make a change. They don't have to keep walling around in their junk. Absolutely, positively. We do virtual appointments in Houston because Houston's big. Just like that Texas on your wall back there, I can see it loud and clear from here. I sit back and I go, Houston is so big that people in Sugar Land make video conferencing calls or phone visits with me. People downtown, wherever you're at. I got people outside the state as well. I'm thankful. The one thing I think came out of COVID that was awesome was this. It allowed people to be okay with Zooming and or Googling and or whatever the platform is for us to do video counseling interactions across the globe to get a message out at a grassroots level at rapid fire. Beautiful thing.
I never even knew what Zoom was before COVID. I mean, I was trying to Skype people on my cell phone. I mean, it was
Skype.
Yeah, you remember Skype? I remember I was so excited. Like I got to Skype somebody from Great Britain and I was so excited. And I was like, we never even saw his face. That would have been so much better had I known Zoom or, Google Meet or Microsoft Teams, or I didn't even know what a webcam was.
I understand. I was in the same boat, and I was a slow adopter a little bit. Technology is crazy, guys, but at the end of the day, it's the wave of the future. So yeah, we're all over. JustLiveWell.com, drchapawellness.com, all your major platforms. More and more, we're just putting our stuff out there, wanting people to know that they don't have to suffer anymore. I'm excited to teach people how to live better, be better, stay better. One of the things I do teach, detox in a box, drchapawellness.com. I have a whole course on how to detox the body from the liver, kidney, blood, and bowel perspective. And I have a whole course to take you through 3 weeks of care. And it's something that I teach people to do twice a year. 42 days a year detoxification will change you. I literally have built my entire practice on this model. If you did nothing other than my detox in a box twice a year, it will start to ripple into the months ahead. And so one detox for me, easily 6 months of good behavior. Like I just don't want to eat junk food. Now I'm at a point, I've done so many detoxes, it's year round. I just don't want to eat junk food. I like feeling good. Dr. Chapa, you don't sound like you have any fun. No, I have a ton of fun. And I have a ton of fun inside the confines of boundaries and, looking for, as you mentioned earlier, purpose and hungering for the right things. That has allowed me more freedom to set the right boundaries. And that's what we want people to grab.
Absolutely. I love it. Thanks for being here today. Well, let's play our game. I feel like we need some fun as we in this time together. So we call this game Heal Hustle. So here we go. Zach, my good friend, is going to tell us more about Heal Hustle. Zach, take it away.
It's now that time in the show to play the fastest growing game in the podcast world. We call it Heal Hustle. Today, our guest will try to answer all 6 of these questions in 60 seconds or less to win a prize from our prize closet. Audience, feel free to play at home. Let's put 60 seconds on the clock. Ready, set, hustle!
The game begins in 3, 2, 1.
All right. Childhood celebrity crush.
Alyssa Milano.
Secret talent.
Secret what?
Secret talent.
I can break dance.
I don't believe you. Person you would trade places with for a year.
Ooh. Oh my gosh. Person I'd trade places with for a year. Matthew McConaughey.
All right.
All right, baby.
What is the weirdest job you've ever had? Weirdest job.
Weirdest job I ever had? I was a sandblasting tech / painter / forklift driver / / bead blaster / got fired for ruining a $100,000 disc in the Valve arena.
Fair enough. That was a lot. Biggest risk you've ever taken?
Absolutely going out into practice on my own with no background.
Oh, you just missed it. Yeah.
I'm close.
You were so close. Yeah. All right. Last question is this. Who needs a hug today and why?
Oh, man. I think my daughter needs a hug today because she is enrolled in a leadership academy and it is stretching her in ways that she never knew possible.
Well, my advice would be go give her a hug if you're able. Well, Dr. Aaron,
Indeed.
again, thank you so much for being here today, man. We really appreciate all that you shared, all that you gave. It was good. It was very insightful and very, 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 very educational. I'm very well educated now, thanks to you. And it really makes me think my life choices all over again.
Well, let's make sure we get you out of your mom's basement, and that's step one.
All right, guys and gals, kids and campers alike, that is it. That is all. That is, in fact, our show today. Put that Twinkie down right now. Set it down. That is not yours anymore. Okay, that was mean, right? It was a little harsh. No cookies? What are you supposed to leave Santa? Man, he just wrecked Christmas for you, didn't he? Maybe we should call this episode The Grinch That Stole Your Christmas. That'd be fun. I'd probably get sued for the naming rights. But let's think about that for a second. Has there been a Grinch in your life? I mean, are you afraid to look in the mirror right now? I said this once when we had somebody talking about health stuff a while back. It tripped some people out. My suggestion, my takeaway for the week was go in your bathroom and stand naked and just look at yourself. I mean, I could do that again. It feels like kind of a rerun. Are you tired of being tired? Are you sick of being sick? I mean, are you really ready to say in 2026, okay, that's it, that's all. I'm ready to do something different? Because what I've been doing is insanity. Richard Simmons isn't going to come sweat to the oldies with you. He's long gone. And maybe it's time you start sweating and start really evaluating what does the next 5 years of my life look like health-wise? It's not too late. My good friend here, Aaron, is standing by ready to help you if you need some added encouragement. Let me know what you're going to do this week with the cookies as you set them down and realize that maybe it's time. Let me know. OPSpodcast.com is a great place to let me know. You can let me know on the socials at OPS Podcast Show under Facebook, Instagram, and X. And don't forget this before we go. It's so important. Remember, when you walk in other people's shoes, you really do, in fact, get a different perspective on life. Thank you so much for listening. And guess what? Stay tuned till next week when we walk in other people's shoes.